you don't know me, I am Ann Carrico. I am the writer at the blog Annie and Everything, and I'm also the founder of this group. And I love people who want to homeschool high school, and I want to help you do it. I want to encourage you to do it. I want you to know that it doesn't have to be super hard. We don't have to do all the things. We can pick curriculum that works for us. And so that's what we're here today. I think this WriteShop curriculum is one of those things that can really empower the homeschool mom about writing, which is one of those things we all feel kind of unsure about. At least I always felt unsure about it. I had a hard time teaching my kids to write and also then grading their writing, because they're my kids, right? And I'm going to love what they write. And I'm a grammar nut. I'll give you that. I know how to correct spelling. I know how to correct punctuation. But what about style? What about word choice? What about what they have to say and how they're saying it? I never knew what to do about that. And so I just looked for curriculum that would help the best that I could. To be honest with you, I don't know if WriteShop was out when my older ones were going through high school. I don't remember seeing it, but I wish I had, because this is a pretty amazing thing. So let me show it to you. At the high school level, they call it WriteShop I. And is that going to be backwards on your screen? There's nothing I can do about that. Sorry. And WriteShop II. And these will take 1 year apiece if you're doing them at a regular pace. If your child is able to go faster, they can both be done to get both in a year, but usually we're talking 1 year each. And then there's this teacher's manual for both of them. Teacher's manual for WriteShop I and II. And they recommend that these are used for students anywhere from grades 7 to 10. They do say that if you've got a very advanced 5th or 6th grader, that they could tackle this stuff. But to me, looking it over, I would keep it for grades 7 to 10. Because the level of writing that it's doing, I think, is going to be better for kids that age. But 9 or 10 is not, grade 9 or 10 is not too late. And you know what? Even if your 11th or 12th grader needs to brush up on a few things, I really feel like this would be a good program to use. It's very nuts and bolts. It's a step-by-step thing. It starts them with some stuff that's kind of small and easy, and gradually builds them up to doing harder and more complex writing. And so I think anybody can benefit from that. They claim that it is, and I'm reading this because I made this note, for parents who need lots of help to teach writing. Well, I think that applies to a lot of us, unless you've got an English major or something and you're very confident about what makes for good writing. I think this curriculum is really helpful for the parent to teach writing to the kid. So, let's just look at the student workbook for a second. Here it is again. This is number 1. And they come, here, look at this one. See, it's still in the plastic. It comes in the plastic, and then once you take the plastic off, you've got a sheaf full of papers that you can put in a 3-ring binder. They're already hole punched. Can you see that? The hole punches. Yes, hole punches. Woo! Then you can put them in a 3-ring binder. And at the beginning of the student manual, they've got a... What is XIX, y'all? 19 pages. 19 pages of introductory stuff to help the student. And I think that's awesome. And stuff like what makes for a tasty paragraph? What are the elements of a great paragraph? What are some great types of topic sentences and closing sentences? That's another great thing. A glossary, I can't talk. A glossary of writing terms, a glossary of sentence variations. All of these things are at the beginning of the book. It's like a reference manual. So whenever they're doing their writing, they can go back and look at these things and pull from them to use. Another thing that they have is several pages about common problems in mechanics. So are you agreeing your verb with your subject? You know, stuff like that. Common problems. Are you using the correct possessive pronoun or whatever? All of these things are at the very beginning of the book, handy to find throughout the entire year so that your kid can improve things himself. And so I like that. Here's the writing process. Easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First you brainstorm, then you write. This is how they do every lesson in the book. First you brainstorm, then you write what they call a sloppy copy. We would refer to that as a rough draft, right? Sloppy copy, I kind of like that. Then you write your first revision. So you've made your rough draft, now you're going to revise that rough draft. Then you're going to get some feedback from your parent, and then you're going to write your final draft. And that's what they call the writing process, and they use this every single lesson. Okay. If you are using this on a regular track, which we talked about before, taking each book as 1 year, you will do each lesson. It will take you 2 weeks to do each lesson. And you go, every lesson follows the same procedure. It's just teaching new skills and has a new assignment, obviously. So you go through pre-writing, you write a practice paragraph. I like this idea. You know, we always give these assignments to kids and expect them to write this fully fledged paper without ever giving them a chance to practice. But in WriteShop, each lesson involves a practice paragraph. So you're looking at a particular skill and they get to try it in a paragraph form as a practice. And then you can say, yeah, that was great, or no, you know what, maybe you need to work on this better when you do your paper. And then when they write the actual assignment, they've already practiced it once, so they have an idea of what they're doing. Then they do some brainstorming for the topic of the actual assignment. Then they make that sloppy copy. Then they revise it, and they get a final draft. One thing I love about this, I wonder if I can find the page that shows it. Hang on a sec. Here we go. The lesson plan overview is right here, and it's in a chart, and it tells you what to do for each lesson, day 1 of the lesson, day 2 of the lesson, and I don't know if you can see this, and it's probably backwards, so maybe I'm being stupid to show it to you, but on day 7, there's an entire day for the teacher to edit the first revision. So it's not like, oh, Mom, I'm done with this, and you need to have it ready for tomorrow in order for me to do the next part of the lesson. No, you get a whole day. You get a whole day to check that thing over, and then they are going to make their final draft, and then you get a whole day to grade that. And if they need to, they can make a second final draft. I just love that they include time for the teacher to look it over in the lesson plan. I get so frustrated with that. And then I get behind and my kid's like, Mom, I've been waiting 5 days or whatever. But when they leave one in there, it's going to be easier, I think, to make that happen. Okay. Oh, something else I wanted to point out is for you Charlotte Mason types, they actually include, even at the high school level here, they're including some copy work and some dictation work. So that's kind of cool. Just modeling good writing, good word choice, good grammar, good punctuation. Your child gets a chance to do some copy work and some dictation work there. So that's cool. Each lesson has a focus, what they're trying to have the child learn in that lesson and then apply in future lessons. An example would be, one of them is conciseness. You know, that's a good one. Let's not use more words than we need to, right? Which is probably what I'm doing right now. Another one is sequencing. What happened first? And then what happened second? And how can you make those transition to one another? So yeah, each lesson has a focus that they're working towards, and I like that. Here is one thing about WriteShop, and this is what I want to really highlight today. I don't want to spend a whole lot more time in your evening, but I really want to highlight this. The teacher's manual is one of the best I've seen for a writing program, if not the best. First of all, it's already spiral bound. Gotta love that. But, and also this one is for 1 and 2, which is kind of handy. But it's got the tabs here. All of this is great, right? But here's what I love about the teacher's manual. I mean, it gives you the lesson plans. It also has that same thing about the common problems of mechanics that you can find there. It shows you what kind of common errors there are going to be in each lesson and how to address them. I think that is fantastic. It gives you student writing samples. What should you be expecting from your student? Love it. And here's another one that is really, really cool, but still not the one I want to highlight for sure. And we'll get to that. Where'd it go? But though, let's see. The one I really like, where'd it go? Lost my tabs. Editing. We're getting there. I saw it. It was, there it is. I found it. Positive and encouraging comments. They have a whole tab here for positive and encouraging comments that you can use about your kids' writing. I always love reading your compositions. Keep up the good work. You have a unique writing style. You do quality work. You have some terrific ideas. You included great ideas in your paragraph. Fabulous verbs. Can you come up with a stronger, clearer ending sentence? All sorts of great comments, things that you can say that will boost up your kid as they are going through the writing process. I think that's amazing. But even that's not the best part. I'm telling you what, the best part is this. Every lesson has a grading sheet. I'm finding one right now. Every lesson has for the student, the student writing skills checklist. They're going to look this over after they've written. It's got check boxes all the way down, and they're going to decide whether or not they did all these things in their writing. Then you get your teacher writing skills checklist. This is where you're checking over their rough draft and you're giving them ideas for how to improve. But every lesson has an evaluation sheet. People, this is huge. Do you know how many writing programs out there don't have any way to grade, and you're stuck? Because as I was saying, it's your kids' writing. How do you know how to grade your kids' writing? But this has a rubric of exactly what you need to follow, exactly how many points to give for each and everything about that assignment. Now, one thing I didn't get a chance to check out, let's just see, are they all the same or are they different? This one's from like lesson 4. Okay, they look to be the same, so that's nice too, that you can, once you get the hang of this, it's going to become a really easy, simple thing to do to grade their writing. I have to say, for me, that was the hardest part of trying to do writing in high school. I wanted my kids to succeed, but I had no idea how to give them feedback. This is how you give them feedback, and it's built right into WriteShop. It gives you 2 days for every lesson to spend time as the teacher and do this evaluation, and it gives you exactly how to do it. That's one thing I just really think is unique about this program. This program, Jenny, is WriteShop here. Right here. And when I get done here in just a minute, you can go start back from the beginning and watch the whole video. But this is WriteShop month here in our group, and we are going to just be talking about it again throughout the month. Is it only available for high school? I'm only discussing high school right now. I am pretty sure that it's available for the earlier levels. But right now, since we're a high school group, that's what I'm discussing. Maryland, WriteShop 1 and 2. This is good. I'm going to repeat just a couple things. This is good for grades 7 through 10. So middle school. Oh, right. Duh. This is middle school, and Alicia. So 7 through 10. If you're following just a regular speed, you're going to do 1 year for 1 and 1 year for 2. I'm just thrilled with what this looks like, and I wish I'd had it when my first kids were going through. What would you start with for a 9th grader? For this would be, if you were looking at WriteShop, you would want to start with WriteShop 1, which I have now spread out over my table. Hang on. WriteShop 1. See? That would be great for 9th grade, and then WriteShop 2 would be great for 10th grade. So, okay, I am going to have to sign off, but it's been great. I love doing Facebook Lives. I don't do them enough. I would really like to do them more often. So thanks for being here with me tonight. And you guys all have a great night, and we'll see you again soon.